Hello everyone, this is Timaya Kar. I'm IEEE Women in Engineering Turkey Section Chair, and today we have very valuable leaders with us. IEEE Power and Energy Society leaders, Frank Lambert and Jessica Bien. And later we will have Rumei Lee, our Women in Power Chair, joining us and doing the presentation. Thanks for joining and thanks for watching. We're very excited and honored to have Frank and Jessica and Rumei today. Um, I would like to start actually knowing Jessica and Frank better. Jessica, may I ask your story and introduce yourself, your professional life and your IEEE volunteer life?
Sure. Thank you, Simei, for organizing such a wonderful webinar. And I love your dialogue series. Actually, I delved into your WIE leadership talk a couple of weeks ago, and also another one from all the regions, like Region 8 and 10. And if I couldn't do it, I would could just go back and find your link. It was wonderful. I learned a lot as well. Actually, I recommended one of the speakers to Romay because she is trying to um, pull a webinar together like what you're doing. And so it's been great. So thank you for all your time and hard work for getting this together. And I just want to say hi from North America to everyone. And I hope that a lot of folks that either from your part of the world or the other parts of the world are listening, or you can go back and listen to this. And my IEEE was particularly PES experience as being more than 30 years. When I went to my graduate school, and you know that we have to do a thesis. So the professor always say, okay, read these papers. And most of the papers are from the PES, IEEE transaction, like transaction on power systems, energy delivery. So this is when I started reading these papers started 1985. So it's been a while. And then the next thing is that I know, okay, I like these authors, kind of excites me. And also I took a lot of courses in power area. And I know some of the authors, I mean, just reading their textbooks. And when I came to United States in 1988, so I just said, okay, maybe I should go to one of these conferences like general meeting, the annual meeting, and then I can meet these authors and professors. And that's exactly what I did. So after that, I got hooked into PES and, of course, the entire IEEE. I think when PES started Women in Power in 2012, I volunteered myself, said, hey, if you need any help, I checked the box that the WIP said, would you like to volunteer for one of our reception or for one of our a seminar? And I checked the box. And so I volunteered and I got recruited. At the time, I worked for one of the standard setting organization called NERC in North America. So from then on, in the WIP, nominate me to be a PES secretary candidate in, I think it was 2015. And so I went on the election ballot, and I was chosen to be the PES secretary for 4 years, from 2016 to 2019. And then Frank has been with me on board, and with his support and with all the board support, I was nominated again after my term was over in 2019. So I was chosen to be a candidate for the president-elect PES for 2020 and 2021. And so here I am. So I've been with the PES for more than 30 years. On my career side, professional career side, I had my graduate study, my PhD, and I also worked in the field, like substation, power plants, and also system operators like PJM and the markets. And then went on to the standards moving organization, and then also went on to the U.S. Federal Energy Regulatory Commission. Now with a consulting firm. I'm the vice president for the greater services at Great X Partners. So that's my story. Back to you, Same.
Awesome, Jessica. Thank you for sharing your story. Actually, it's such a great honor to have all of you in this call. You're the elected leader, PS president for the next term, and we have a current president. And Frank is actually also like both of you are very special to me. Like I have been volunteering for IEEE PS as well for from 2012 I think 12. Like I'm a member of IEEE 2007, but in the board, like I first time I start working with Frank as a that time I was student coordinator. So now it's such a honor to have you here, Frank. So may I ask you to introduce yourself and share your story with us?
Yes, I assume my voice is coming through okay. You can nod your head. I can see you. Yes. I think I have the most birthdays of all of the panelists here. I graduated from work at Georgia Power Company. I started out, kind of progressed through the Georgia Power management hierarchy, became a test supervisor in Atlanta for Network Underground, and served a little bit of time in transmission, riding helicopters and doing line patrols. But I didn't think that was very technical. So I've concentrated more on distribution management systems, GIS, trouble call, outage, distribution automation. Uh, the first time I met Semi, I guess, was 2014 when we had our first student congress, right? You're smiling. Yes, I have been an IEEE member since I was a student at Georgia Tech. So if you can do the math, that now makes me a life member of IEEE. And my major focus has always been the power. It started out to be Power Engineering Society, but it changed to Power and Energy Society back in 2007 or 8. Yes, with when Wanda Reeder, our first woman PES president, took over. Great change. I've known Wanda since I guess the early 1990s. We were both on an EPRI distribution automation task force. So she's been very much a great friend and colleague for a long time and still with us. And now she's Jessica's boss. Right, Jessica? You can nod your
That,
head. Yes.
that's it.
Yes.
That's it.
So while I was at Georgia Power, I went back and got a master's degree and kept focus here in the power engineering area. And if you remember, well, you probably wouldn't remember what was going on in the U.S. in the 90s. The people in California mentioned the deregulation word, which got all the utilities scared. So Georgia Power had quite an investment in R&D facilities. And if they were going to have to be competitive, they decided we can't afford that. And they decided to donate their R&D facilities to Georgia Tech in 1996. And I joined the donation. So I was donated to Georgia Tech. I left Georgia Power in 1996, became a Georgia Tech employee. We formed a center at Georgia Tech called TRAC, the National Electric Energy Testing Research and Application Center. And it just so happened to be led by one of our other former PES presidents, Teddy Putkin. So once again, I have been involved with PES a long time. My major involvement when I was in Atlanta was with the Atlanta chapter of PES. And I followed several of our Georgia Tech people there leading the chapter and ended up being chapter chair in 1994, 95 when Atlanta was the outstanding PES chapter. So I've had a great, and PES has been very much a part of my life, my whole career. And like I say, I met Semi in 2014. I had just taken over from another great woman in power, Malia Selleck, who was the vice president for chapters. I started on the board as Region 3 rep back in a long time ago, and then got promoted to Region 1 through 7 rep, and then got appointed the PES VP for chapters in 2014. and Malia had done all the work with Semi and all the local people in Ankara. METU hosted us, and it was a great idea. And it, thanks to Semi and the other local volunteers, it was a great Congress. And we've been doing it every 2 years since. We did it in Kuala Lumpur in 2016. We did it in Sao Paulo, Brazil, 2018. And we were planning to do it in Montreal right before the general meeting in August of this year. But as you know, the general meeting has gone virtual. So I think the Student Congress may be going virtual too, or I don't know. I hadn't been keeping up with them. So PES has been very much a part of my life, and I still have a few more good years to invest, but I really enjoyed, it's really a great professional network around the world. So did I cover everything? I think. Okay. You're smiling.
Yeah, I mean, you we can keep listening to you. Well, actually, we still have many things to talk. I'm sure, we'll address the other things later. But thanks for sharing your story. As you said, like that was very special to me
Okay.
because I started my journey in 2007 as a student member in METU, and I was not student anymore at that time when I was student coordinator, but global student PES coordinator. But it was very special to me that I had the chance to work with you. Then we hosted in METU. First, I was my student branch originally, and it's going well still, which was fantastic. And since then, I've been volunteering for Women in Power Committee from 2014. And thanks to all of you, Frank, Jessica, like you inspired so many people with all your experiences throughout these years, and you still do. And we would like to hear from you a little bit more about IEEE Power Nurse Society from your point of view. So, with your vision, because you're very dedicated with all your
Okay.
experiences. You're
There's
giving
never
back.
been a. Okay, I can talk now, right? There's never been a time like this. These were words that were coined by Wanda Rita, Jessica's boss, back in 2017. She said, everything's changing, the way we make it, the way we move it, and the way we. And I've added another one to that in the last couple of years, the way we sell it. So the whole industry is changing, and now more than ever, we need PES volunteers from all ranks to join us to help us figure all of this out. So for the first time in this year, 2020, PES surpassed 40,000 members, and we became the second largest society within IEEE. So we definitely have a lot of work to do, and we want to certainly promote all of the different areas of PES. And the Women in Power is definitely one of the more important ones to get equal representation. Women make awesome leaders, and as evidenced by by the screen today, and we have really benefited from their leadership in the past, and hopefully going forward into the future. So our plans are to work together with all of our team around the world to prepare for all the changes that are coming to the power and energy sector.
Thank you, Frank. Jessica, can we hear from you, from your point of view? What do you think about PES in general as a leader?
Sure. Thank you, Frank. Well said. Like Frank said, our membership has been growing, surpassed 40,000 the milestone mark, and I appreciate everyone, including you, Sinead, everything you did for a long time, and we together made it, and not just particularly a governing board or any particular group. It's all together, and all the chapter work and all the WIP work, all the student branch work, and that made this milestone possible. So thank you. Another thing I wanted just to add to what Frank just said is I've been with the technical committee for a while, for a long time, since I started to write my papers and do the publishing and be a panelist. So this is another area that I like to see that we work together. We have about 20 technical committees, 3 coordinating committees as part of that 20. So that covers almost all the area field our interest, the PES field interest. If you like the new technology like battery or solar, wind, or cybersecurity, or all the startup new technology, you can find a home for yourself. So my message is get involved and find your interest, and then you'll find a place that you can talk to the world leaders on the technical side, on the kind of inspiration side, like Frank, Romay, and you. And so it doesn't have to be a technical side. I was involved on the technical side for many years, for more than 20 years. Now I got into more like a coordination and volunteer side. So that's been great. So that's what my message is: get involved, be a volunteer, and also get into the technical side if you have interest.
Sure. Thanks for both of you for sharing your vision as a leader. And like even in my story, I'm sure for all the PES members and volunteers, PS is somewhere in their life. Because like when I have been asked, like how did you end up in that energy sector, and why do you love this sector so much? My first answer is always there's a PS always in my story. So and thank you for sharing this. And I would like to ask you also, like, it's great to know that we all share the same vision as a society. And I would like to ask your vision about today and actually future of PS. So, what is the direction, future direction for Power Energy Society? We can start with any one of you.
I can start.
Yes, sure.
You know, people growing up in the U.S. don't think anything about electricity because we have it all the time. But there are over 1 billion people in this world today that don't have access to electricity. I went to Haiti for the first time in 2013, and I found a whole different world. And I've been carrying Georgia Tech students since 2015. And we're starting to make a difference, but there's still over 7 million people in Haiti without access to electricity. So I think IEEE, and particularly the Power and Energy Society, we need to step up. We need to be very much a part of this effort to electrify the world. We do have another IEEE organization called Smart Village, which PS has been very much behind over the years. And if you're looking for another area to volunteer, there's a great place to do it. And as I say, everything is changing, and I'm sure as Semi knows, being in the solar industry, with the prices of PV and storage coming down so much, the solutions today are, they're ready for deployment. So let's work together to light up the world. That's a great goal. All of us, I think, can stand behind.
Absolutely. Thank you, Frank. Jessica?
Yeah, sure. Besides Smart Village and PS also had, and working with other societies, we also have a smart grid and smart cities. Those are the additional 2 initiatives PES has been behind. So on the other side is the folks already with the electricity, and how do we use it, and how do we make it sustainable and to help the environment. Another direction I see. So I would think that like Frank said earlier, everything's going to change: how we sell, how we deliver, how we use it. So I think in the coming to 5 to 10 years, especially with this COVID-19, you'll see a lot of things. The energy demand has been changed, has dropped, and how do we take this opportunity and have other investment and maybe shift our directions. So when we come up with new directions, new technology, a new science, and how do we change the way we have been using the energy, particularly electricity. I think that will be the direction I see the PS will be heading to.
Thank you very, very much. It's really good to hear from you the future direction of the society. And well, actually, I can address this question to women, empowering women in the power energy industry. So, like, what are your thoughts about women empowerment in our industry? We can start with any one of you again, like maybe Jessica. We can continue with you.
Sure. Right. The as Frank has been our great leader in getting, like said, and getting representations. And if you look at our board members, we have close to 50% of representation in our engineers. And one thing the leaders support, the PS just adopted a Women in Engineering pledge. You probably heard that is we like to have all the meetings, including chapter meetings, a meeting like this, the one you're hosting right now, and other technical panels and conferences. At least we would have a different gender among all the speakers. So I fully support that. I think this is a very concrete the action that we're taking to promote and to have a broader, diverse representation from PES.
Absolutely right. And you know we have great female leaders like you, and other PS president we had before, and we also have like it's important to have also the male leaders that having that vision and believing the woman empowerment in the industry. So, and I believe Frank too, as knowing him well. So, like, can we hear your thoughts, Frank, on this?
Experience as a utility guy. I had a woman manager, I guess, back in the early 90s before I was donated to Georgia Tech. And I learned a lot. I learned that women are great leaders, and they can just look at you and tell. You can't get by with anything with a great woman leader, and I've experienced that very much in my PES career. I mentioned Wanda as our first female president. She was awesome. She came in, made some lasting changes, and then Noel Schultz, she followed, and now Jessica. So we've got a history of great women leaders for PES, and they're awesome, and they have the ability to really know what's going on, and to know who's contributing and who's not, and to encourage those that need encouragement, and to move on for some people that are not really contributing. So I really appreciate their leadership skills, and we want to continue to empower women within the power and energy society.
Thank you for all you do and all your support. All the leaders, Frank, Jessica, both of you, and all the previous leaders that who have done great job for this field for all of us. It's great to hear. So I would like to ask your advices for our volunteers.
Can I go first?
Of course.
I can start. Okay, the advice for the volunteer, I would just say, okay, go ahead, Frank.
No, ladies first. Come on, I didn't hear you. There was a delay.
Oh, okay, so yeah, there's a delay. So I'll start. So I would say, kind of try different things. I kind of writing technical side, and I joined the technical committees, and then after that I moved to the women in power side. So that gave me a lot of experience in different kind of areas, not just the technical. And now I know how to kind of work people, how to get things done, how to reach consensus, how to do public speaking, and how not to be panic and try to find common interest, and how to do a teamwork. So those are the things I think it takes all that to be a good volunteer to get things done. So I would say try different areas, because PES is has offers so much platforms, so much opportunities for everyone. If you like to be a scholar, do, yeah, join the technical committee and volunteer to be a secretary, to be a chair, and also try to organize the conferences and be a conference coordination committee, or the try to write a book, and IEEE has a publishing press company. So all that, if you like to be a public speaking, try test your leadership skill, and be a chapter. Try to, like what you're doing, try to be a section leader or chapter leader, or Women in Power. We also welcome all the genders to the Women in Power committee. And so if you like to do other things, say marketing and social media, we also have a member image and team, and enjoying that. So it offers so much opportunity, and it opens, and also we value individuals' contribution. So I think the message is find you things you like, and we have a place for you.
Thank you so much. Frank?
Yeah, it's going to be hard to top Jessica's comments. My experience was find something that you enjoy and get involved. And to me, it was chapters. And like I say, I grew up in the Atlanta chapter and rose through the ranks from treasurer to secretary to vice chair to chair. But there's always room for volunteers within the IEEE. We are an organization built on volunteers. You can expand that up from the chapter to the section and other local entities, as SEMI has done. But the main thing is to get involved, find something where you can make a difference, and put in. And I guarantee you, you will reap plenty of rewards. And like I say, IEEE has really been a big part of my life over these past few years. And as I continue on, I still have a few more years to invest, and I want to do everything I can to grow the next generation. I mentioned all the changes coming. We need the students to become young professionals, and we need the young professionals to really get involved and to carry the load as we go forward and work together, build the teams. Thank you.
Thank you for both of you. Your advices are so valuable for all the members and all the volunteers, and they're life changing. So IEEE and IEEE Partner Society is so important for our life. So we are very lucky to have you as our leaders. Thank you very much for everything you shared. I would like to actually invite Dr. Rumei Lee, our Women in Power Chair. We will have a presentation from. Hello.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much for.
Yeah, you show my presentation. I will say that. Yeah, we can do, women, you can do better. May I start my presentation now?
Please do. Yes, okay. Go ahead, Rumei. Floor is yours.
Yeah, it's 15 minutes or 20 minutes. It's just like maybe 15 minutes. I can go first, can go quickly, okay? Because I don't want to waste people's time. Next page. Yeah.
We have time, and I would like to remind all the audience they can ask questions on the live chat box. So at the end, if you have any question, we will address for all speakers. So we don't have time limit, and you can just we're thank you for your time, all of you. So like we can just like enjoy the presentation.
I will go quickly and I
Thank you.
will answer the attendance questions. That's just my now the title senior honor. Actually, I have the longer involvement in SIGRI because I'm you're responsible for National Committee and Steering Committee. And then when I was in SIGRI, I was also in a task force of membership and marketing. We always discuss how IEEE get so many individual members. How can we, we follow or not? We discuss a lot of IEEE at that time, but now I understand more, right? Okay, next page. I don't want to talk myself too long. Yeah, I have the long time international organization participation, but different from IEEE. Here I am on myself, individual, but before I'm always on the organization or like NGO, but in China, that's government recognized. So totally different feelings, right? Next one, next page. Yeah, I got several awards, yeah, from 1990s. The IEEE 999, yeah, is a power tech in Hungary. I'm the best presentation, yeah. And the latest award is last year, the PES Wonder Reader Pioneer in Power. I think, how see that? Sometimes the one award can change the people's life. Okay, next page. Next. Yeah. My professional path from I am like in the first how the big group people after 10 years Cultural Revolution and through the exam I joined the university. So start my engineer career from 1982 in the Power Dispatch Center. Is 4 years, but actually 1 year to be the mother. Okay, 3 years actually. Then master degree, and then in the China April to doing the research, and then went UK, 6 years, right? But when not a whole time, and from through the 2000 back to the separate responsible for T&D from 2004 to be the Deputy Secretary General, then Secretary General for CSE. That's the largest society in the power and energy technical field. And I just till the end of 2013, and I'm retired from CSE, then but continue to do the international organization work. Next page. Sorry, I show you quickly. Next page. Yeah. Why gender? Why we talk gender? When I was young or in my middle age, I think my achievement, my success is not because of gender, because of my own effort. Why we should talk about gender? But I started my women activities through the 2012, Malaysia, and then PSGM 2012. The first women meeting is there, yeah, in the PES. Yeah, I listened to Jessica's speech, and I think I have learned a lot. Okay, next. The status female. Yeah, next. Right. Just in the example, in the university, the higher the now in China university, the female and male students just half to half. In engineer, maybe, yeah, about 40 to 60, like that. But to one level, in a professional level, in the university or company, oh, women is much, much lower. Next. Next. In the university. Yeah. Why are there the female and male students just half to half? In the engineering, yeah, why there is a few women in senior the level of China? Oh, not only China, I think most of part of the world. 40 to 60, like that. But why always lower level, even in the garments? When the level, the women's ability is poor, not working hard, or your name is weaker, you are not stronger. Why? Next page. What are future expectations? We can make the world different. That's the first slogan. Yeah, I think in 2012, I learned different. And in USA, then I know the female CEO is now 2016, the data, take about 40%, and is still in green. That's the difference of the, I think, the high civilization and the lower civilization, even, to how to the female position function in the society. Next. Sorry. Special, women has advantage, institution, to capture the facts directly. The fact, the truth, they just depend on their feeling. They are more inclusive, and they have the sense of urgency. They can speak. You always can open to speak and make decisions quickly, and they have social skills, better understanding of human nature. At the current society, I think not only technology, we need to know our customers, these societies, their requirements, not only technology. We have to know the humanity to meet their expectations. And they love the nature. They care for the environment. Next page. Next. They have the weakness. The first weakness, lack of self-confidence. They always don't trust themselves. Or sometimes they just focus on details and not the key points. But, always, if you don't think in the position, high level is boss, you would never be a boss. Always women think, oh, we just follow. That is also the barrier for the development. And they are thinking diversity, gently, always diversity, yes, is good, but sometimes, lots of time, whenever we're doing the research, we're doing the engineer, we need to focus. That's the part of women's weakness. Next page. How to pave the path to success is some of my experience, some other experience is first self-confidence and give the full play to superiority. The intermediate to fight for target, just keep going, now win with strength and the concentration. Last, but maybe very important, get family support. At least they understand you. Next page. Next. Ideas of successful women. There is some, I took just one because this Sigrid WF chair is from South Africa. It's only, I think, at her 30s, young women. They say the mentor is very important. It's an opportunity. When you have the good mentor, high-level mentor, and he or she would provide society, provide your opportunities, provide your guidance, You know, they might change your path, your career. And if you maintain the active participation in social activities, you may have opportunity. Yeah, that is, and also in international organization participation. You meet high-level people, right? And you know, get information, and you show yourself, you make yourself more influence. So that's the advantage. Next page. Next is my life experience. Yeah, just I say normal one to everyone, but my family story is like the whole country's story from that time, from 1950s. You know what happened in my country in China when I was very small, very, very small. Where is dad? I want my dad. My mom said he went to labor camp. Why? Because he was what? He's what? But to children, the baby, he just want father and mother. But later, my mother, yeah, left for a long time. From now on, the innocent and happy childhood was over. Just, but you see, sometimes when they say the fate, not very, very good fate might achieve a person, right? So I never think there is something I cannot achieve because I will do what I want to do. Okay, next page. Is my prime school without mother, without father. So only the encouragement from the teacher, primary school, that's just my motive. You say, you're a good student. Okay, I learn. I like to learning because I want to get, good comments. Okay, give my encouragement from my teacher. It's to children, very, very simple. Next page. Next. Then after many years, I became, 6 years, 5 years, became back to my mother, no father, then say, mother always let me doing the housework, but why not me, not my brother? Why? It's not fair. Mom said, you are the girl. It's your responsibility. You will have the family responsibility. You have to learn. Then from that time, I want to be a boy. Okay, I don't want to be a girl. I think the boy has much more freedom, not a girl. Okay, next time. Next page. University after graduate. 1990s is the best time in China, the beginning of 1980s. We have the song, I still remember. In 20 years, we will meet again. The great motherland will become so beautiful. 38 years after graduation, the ideal still a dream. I dream is like, I think it's so beautiful, environment, everything. So the road ahead will be long. We still keep going ahead. Okay, next page. Every mother is a child's model. When my daughter, she is 5 years old, say, Mama, will I become older like my grandma when I grow up? Of course you are. Oh no, I don't want to grow old. Why? How? When I grow up, I want to be like mom, like you. Yeah. Mother's behavior always affects the world's future life, not only education, is your behavior, right? Because you are, when the child is small, you're always model. Okay, next page. That's why I say that? Because in the first, we doing the experiments, we make a traction for the first HVDC 500 kV, But at that time, HVDC, I said, why we not use a DC breaker? Oh, just my colleague said, why? AC just, okay, to follow to 0. DC is, oh no, it's never 0. How we cut off? Then after only a few years, it became reality. We have breakers, but now we just not use very much, right? But I just think when you think differently, it might be turned true. So you already, I think the innovations always from your different thinking. Okay, next page. Next. Education may change people's life. The university education, yeah, changed my life. Then get a job as an engineer. Then the master degree, yeah, bring back to Beijing. Why I want to get master degree? My boss, so yeah, but sometimes when you have the treatment, not fair treatment, then something is a motive for you to go to the further master degree to China April, then later PhD degree, visitor and PhD in UK. So every education, you change your life and you get a promotion. Next page. Next page. Yeah. My female engineer, yeah, she 20, just the IEEE 2010 is me, yeah, myself, launched this joint award for IEEE and CSE, Yu Shu Gu Electrical Engineer Award, but with the support of my boss. In 2012, yeah, and later the support with IEEE and the PES, the Quinder, McDonough, and yeah, the PS leader, they all support me. At the beginning, I don't know. I asked IEEE officer, it said it's possible just for that. So now it's like a top level award for in China electric industry. 2012, launched the CSE Women Engineer Forum. And from that time, every year we have the activities. 2014, the Secret Engineer Forum, for this first time of the session. 2008, start PSWP China. Normally, I just encourage people from different cities. Okay, please, you organize everything. Then I support. Next page. Sorry, too long. It's in UN activities. What I said is in headquarters in the morning. There is some leader of UN. I just say, you always, for the national representative in the opening ceremony, you give a big keynote speech. But they always say, okay, women is a leader, how good. Do you know what the Iran's officer said? Iran, yeah, said, oh, our women in my country is in top positions. Okay, everything is so good, perfect. Yeah, perfect. But the Germany representative say, okay, in my country, no, they're not good, something like that. So you cannot just trust the officer. What I said is, we should promote NGO's position, let them to have voice, not only to the country leaders, government. Next page. Next, okay. My activity, yeah. I didn't expect, but yeah, got an award. So that's why now even I retired from my company, but still great I was before. But I still very, very, active in the most of the time in IEEE, because I think I don't want to make people disappointed. They give me award, what I can feed back to the organization. Okay, next page. Next. Women in power is our target. Before, I am confused. Not every women can be powerful. That's power, not only the high officer level or title, is also your capability, your self-confidence, you know, you can give your voice, the women in power. Not only, you know, because the high leader is very few, but to be the confident person, to be yourselves, to live by your own, and to play the very active function in the society and the community in your cycle, that you can do it. PES supporting, we are supporting the PES WIP, supporting the career advancement, network, education, everything. For this year, I found a scholarship for Africa young people to study in China. And even not more 10 about, but still, I hope I can do something. And WIP also encourage women in power, energy for leadership position and career advancement. Now, I and my team try to get women opportunities in the committees and in award, and to promote their level. Next page. Benefits of joining: get information, knowing the women model, having opportunities, promoting, get connected with the international women community. I want to say just one thing. My feeling, excellent, that's IEEE. Why IEEE is the largest society? Why? Why always people join this organization, not others? There are so many, individuals. Because IEEE, IEEE shows the diversity. They keep their focus on individuals, the main membership individual. Every individual, they can join freely, they can find opportunities, and they can be volunteers. That is, I think, to give the folks to respect every individual's their own personal value, okay, their life value, their opportunities. That is the advantage of the IEEE. No matter the background, maybe the large company, maybe the high-level university, maybe just normal people, and maybe the young people, young student. Oh no, there may be the retired people. I just yesterday I convinced the retired, but he's high-level expert. I convinced him to join this IEEE or PES. Why? I said maybe it's possible, you get award because he had done a lot for China. And that's, I think, so we'll take this advantage to promote, to get more people to join us. Not join only IP, but join this PES, join IEEE. Okay. Next page. I think it's finished. Thanks. Okay. I finished.
Thank you very much for the presentation, Renee.
It's too long. Sorry.
Then no need to sorry. And we appreciate for you to share. Just a few questions. Actually, I would like to start with the one question. So for the IEEE PES members, I can address this to all of you, of course, but you can just you can just apply one by one. We already address your advices for volunteers, but if they are a member and how they can get involved as volunteer, because it's just maybe membership they're not aware. So the question comes from a member side who is not volunteering yet, how they can be volunteer for PES? What are the volunteer opportunities?
Who you ask? You ask our president.
We can get the answers one by one, or we can just like start with anyone.
I can start.
Sure,
I
Frank.
mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to show up, and to me, it works much better if you can show up at a local chapter meeting or section meeting. And when the meeting's over, don't run out the door. Go by and talk to the chair, the leaders, and tell them who you are, what you'd like to do, and I'd like to get involved. And I guarantee you, they will find something for you to do. That's the best way.
Thank you. And Rumay, would you like to go as next? Would you like to answer as well for this question?
Could you repeat this question? I don't want to.
And for IEEE PES members, if they're not volunteering yet, it's just because PES is also membership status. So what are your advices how they can get involved as volunteer, how they can find volunteer opportunities with PES?
Yeah, and that depends on what volunteer they want to be. You know, they can, if the women, yes, of course, I want to join our WIP. And if they want to, but in China, more of the people, members, want to join the technical committee, right? As far as for the IEEE, even these some societies, you can choose a technical committee because I'm involved in other societies. You choose it, you just either submit your application or something. For this, I think is better answered by the Jessica, because in China, lots of people join the technical committee recommended by the professor, by the supervisor, by the friend, the technical committee. That's, I think, we should, you know, let our members know and make they easy for them to join this committee. It's not like SIGRI. SIGRI need our national committee to approve only, to approve everyone. But IEEE, we should open it. But someone want to be like other committee, like a young professional committee, women committee. Okay, that's open. But I suggest our members to check our website because IEEE is a very open organization. Lots of information can find a website. And the third suggestion is try to participate as much possible to PES, IEEE activities. Then when you know the people face to face, you just like them, okay, please tell me how can I join the technical committee? Then you just give them direct answers, okay? Yeah, sorry.
They're all well said. Thank you for the advices. So Jessica, we can continue with Jessica. And I think the other question is more related. Like you mentioned during the presentations and the answers, there are some initiatives. Sometimes like people are, I think they're like a little confused about these IEEE smart cities, smart villages, and all those initiatives, and also the PES working group. So do you mind to just like tell how the PES involved in these initiatives like smart village, smart cities, and I think electrification of the transportation community, those kind of initiatives, which are actually joint initiatives between technical societies. So what is the involvement, or how is the structure between this? I can ask I can start with Frank, maybe.
Yeah, I think our president can answer this.
Sure.
Is Frank here?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I got kicked off, so I missed some of the question. Could you repeat a
Sure.
short?
Sure. I can repeat the question. So, like during the presentation, you also referred some like the communities PES is involved is one of them is smart village, smart cities, maybe IEEE technical transportation electrification community, those kind of initiatives, especially the new initiatives PES involve. Some of our volunteers and members, they're probably not aware the structure and how the PES involve in these initiatives. Do you mind to just let us know and tell us about all of these?
Yes, all the ones that I mentioned, they do have their own websites where you can look and see what the activities are going. You can see who the leaders are, and then I would recommend just contacting by email, let them know that you'd like to get involved and to volunteer. And they do hold meetings, but once again, they may be in other parts of the world. So I think email, just email the leaders and let them know who you are, what you'd like to get involved in, and that should make the link.
Actually, IEEE is a large community. It's a big family. Still, like you can just volunteer and get involved in these communities, and you can still be a PES volunteer. Is that right?
Yes, you can.
Yes, that's also very important. Thanks for the clarification. Rumey, is there anything you want to add to this question?
I think our president gave a very good answer already. Yeah, but I would suggest maybe in the future, our website can have a multi-language. You know, like UN website. I mean, not everything, but the main content. So that would make things easier, you know, for the few main language in the main website. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you for the addition and your feedback for the question and your suggestion as well, Rumey. So so far we are all we covered all the questions. Let me check if we have anything else. Yes, we addressed all the questions so far. We are ready to just like summarize all the discussion and hear your last advices for the volunteers. Well, we already discussed about your advices, but your last words from this session.
Yeah.
I just like to once again repeat, we'd love for, to me, one of my major focus is trying to get students involved with their chapters and see the benefits of PES membership so that when they graduate, they will become PES members and then get involved in activities to really help their career so they can plug in. So it's great for chapters to mentor students and to reach down, visit their meetings, and have them come to your meetings. But reach down, invite students to your meetings, help them to see the benefits, and then as they graduate to young professionals, get them involved. I mean, young professionals make great volunteers. They have great skill sets, and you can really put them to use.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, Rumey.
Okay. Because for this time, I'm have studying on the membership of PES in each country. I got a list. That's amazing. In Jordan, Jordan has 52 students, no, female, the members. The 52, only 2 teachers, 50 are all students, females. but the Turkey is not as much, right? In some countries, Tunis, lots of majority the students, and India, right, lots of student members. So I hope in the future we can get more students get involved. But the thing is, we need to meet their requirements. Because in China, why the student, they join the PES, IEEE. They join that easy for the submission, they make it cost lower and make it easier to attending the conferences and something, or their teacher want them to join. But what this organization can offer to our young members, especially when students graduate, then they still keep their membership. I think that's what our next effort. Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
agreed.
Definitely. You know, like totally agree all you said, and that's all well said. As like now I have different roles in IEEE, but as a student member, like I started the journeys as a student member, as a young professional, woman in power. Like I'm in the industry as like a young but still like a leadership role in my professional life. I can say IEEE PS shaped and helped me to shape all my life, and I think it's an opportunity for all the volunteers. So you are the leaders that who really touch and inspire, touch people's life and inspire. And thanks to you, thanks for your leadership, we will keep volunteering in this organization. And they're all well said. Thank you very much for all your time. And today, like you shared your time with us. This was a shared initiative, and by IEEE Turkey section. But we reach out many people all around the world. I'm sure your all your stories and all your advices will also reach out many volunteers all around the world. We are very honored. We are very honored to have you, privileged to have you in this session. Jessica, Frank, Rumey, thank you so much for your time. And thank you very much.
Thank you for the invitation.
No, our pleasure. Thank you
Okay.
very much for joining. And thank you everyone for watching. And you watched the ET Talk by IEEE Women Engineering Turkey section in cooperation with the Power Energy Society. We hosted the PES leaders. And see you in the next session. Thank you so much. Look forward meeting with you again.
Thank you. Thank you, our leader. Thanks. Very honored, to be in the same